Welcome back, I'm Ron the Cook. Today is Tasting Tuesdays and we are tasting Mezcal. Mezcal is one of those beautiful liquors that is finally starting to break out in the US. Even though it has an old and rich history in Mexico, it's just one of those flavor profiles that hasn't really had a foothold here in the US like its cousin, tequila. Today we're going to be sipping on Del Maguey Vida. It is produced in the Zapotec village of San Luis del Rio, using 100% espadín agave that has matured for anywhere between 6 and 8 years. Something that people don't realize when producing tequila and mezcal is that agave is a very slow growing plant. Some cacti take upwards of 10 years to mature before they're ready to produce the liquor. Espadín is one of the most commonly used agaves for mezcal. Paciano Cruz Nolasco and his son, Marco Cruz Mendez, are the master distillers. The expression I'm tasting today, it is the roasted hearts of the espadín agave that is naturally fermented in open air vats with just the natural yeast in the air to start the fermentation process for anywhere between 8 and 10 days. And then the shredded agave and its liquid is twice distilled in ancestral wood-fire copper pot stills. There are a lot of mezcal snobs that look at Vida as being a subpar mezcal, just because a lot of bars use it, and that is not the case. Vida is one of the best cocktail mezcals you can possibly get on the market, and it is credited for bringing mezcal to the forefront of the US market. It deserves your respect. Now, Del Maguey was founded by Ron Cooper, an American visual artist who fell in love with Mexico back in the 60s. Decades after falling in love in the 90s, Ron went back to Mexico and started forming beautiful relationships with the agave farmers in Oaxaca. Ron Cooper wanted to make sure that the lifeblood of mezcal was kept intact. He wasn't just trying to make a buck off mezcal. He truly loved the product and loved the people that were producing it. And in 1995, he debuted his single village origin mezcals, making sure that every bottle had the name of the village it was produced in. The master distillers were inspired to make Vida after a trip to the US, and he found that most of the mezcals being produced are 45% or higher, and it didn't really suit the American palate, experimenting on how to bring the alcohol level down in the mezcal without sacrificing flavor. And in 2010, they released Vida, which is a 42% alcohol by volume mezcal. Jeffrey Morgenthaler had one of the best things to say about Vida, that Vida is a very straightforward, clean, and perfectly distilled mezcal. So like I said, it comes in at 42% and at about $30 a bottle, which is an excellent price point for mezcal these days. All right, enough talking, let's take a sip. Since we're drinking mezcal, I thought it'd be perfect to drink it out of my hickory glass from Libby. These are inspired by the traditional glassware that is used to sip on mezcal in Mexico. First off, start with the color. It's mezcal, so almost all mezcals are perfectly crystal clear. First, you do get that smoke, that roasted smell off the agave, plus a scent of stewed agave. A little bit of vanilla in there too, apart from the aging process. Green pepper, specifically like green peppercorn, not green chili. Just it's like this green peppercorn smell to it. And also some fruitiness, a little bit of like maybe roasted pineapple. Now, the taste. The very first flavor you get is smoke, but not overwhelming. Just this beautiful smoky flavor envelops your mouth. The flavor continues to build as well, giving us some of the same flavor profile as a scotch with the smoky notes, but not just the smoky notes, the aging process. So it has like some hints of like leather in there, the flavor. As the flavor develops, I'm getting some citrus in there as well. Now for the finish. It's a very full-bodied mezcal. Has a very long finish on it. It really sits on your palate for a long time. It's very clean tasting, a little bit of a burn in there. It does have notes of burnt wood and definitely that roasted agave flavor. Really, and still, like we're talking like almost a minute later, still having a little bit on my palate. And, you know, warm right here. All in all, the Maguey Vida is an amazing mezcal that you should have on your shelf. It is perfect for cocktails. And a mezcal with a price point of $30 to $35 cannot be beat, especially for cocktails. Till next time, I'm Ron the Cook.